How to start class 10 from the beginning and manage your schools as well. If you really come to see this video, then first let me introduce that why you should even listen to me, why you would want to follow what I say. The first reason is, of course, I'm experienced, not one but two boards at a time, term 1 and term 2. Second and the main reason is that I scored 93 out of 100 in science and 86 out of 100 in maths and above 80 in all other subjects. If you won't believe me, then you can check out my result video out, but if you don't want to time pass, then watch this video and go to plan your timetable yourself. This video is going to take a long time, so if you're not prepared for this long video, then skip it right now, or if you have a lot of time, then watch it on 2x, whatever, but watch it. And each and every part of this video is very important. If you see no expression, literally no expression in this video, then focus just on the words, because I have made a PDF on that and I'm watching in my computer. So yeah, let's begin. First of all, what you're going to do, is there a need of coaching or not, self-studies or what? So the answer to this question is no coachings at all. Why no coachings? It's not because that's what I did, it's because there is no need to. Literally, there is no need. You need to go to coaching and study there, because there are a lot of persons like in the coaching or in a tuition. It's not just focus on you. It's you only focus on yourself. So, of course. Now, these books which I'm going to tell you will teach you physics, chemistry and biology differently, like a teacher who wants you to understand the topic from the bottom of your heart, and it's too many different types of level of question. Prepare for any kind of difficult questions. It contains too many questions. That book which I'm going to tell you contains too many, like literally more than 100 or 200 questions after the chapter, which will, every kind of level, like easy, then a little hard, then very hard, like HOTS, MCQs, whatever. So you must be thinking that only book will work, like any channel or other. The answer is yes, that book will work alone. Book's name is from Ashchan Publications, Lakshmi Singh and Manjeet Kaur. That's what I personally used. You can check out my old videos. It's a proof. Chemistry and biology, and I personally studied from those books. Physics, chemistry, biology, these three subjects, like science, these three subjects I studied from that book personally. Okay, now you trust me. You started to study from books. Now what? Now what about the notes? So listen this carefully. That the process is once you read a topic, made a goal of like you're going to read 4 pages or 5 pages today. So sit with a highlighter, mark important lines on that book, and then make notes from those highlighted lines. Only those highlighted lines, and it's not necessary that you have to make notes after reading the book. Not exactly after reading the book. It's not necessary at all. You can study other subjects and you can write the notes after that, because there is nothing in just copying the lines you have already understood and underlined. I used to listen to the songs while writing them sometimes, but I would say you better not. And after doing this with every science subjects like physics, chemistry, math, on every Saturday and Sunday, you can revise those notes plus solve the questions given in that book. Every questions, like there are more than 200 questions, and every question, I mean that HOTS, MCQs, basic questions, easy, difficult, every kind of questions. And I bet there's no other need of any kind of reference book. I personally didn't use any reference book. Lastly, I didn't studied NCERT, but if you do so, if you are free, like in schools, many teachers don't come, and you can utilize that time studying NCERT. I scored 93 out of 100. Maybe you can score 100 out of 100 more than me. If you study NCERT, it will help you in your exams, those pre-boards, whatever. And one more thing, this is for pre-boards, that whenever your sample paper release, you should solve that, because most of the time teacher prints exact sample paper, because in order to revise that sample paper, in order to seek who have done sample paper or not. So you must prepare sample papers before your pre-boards. And lastly, it's not sponsored. Many of you are going to think that, but that's what I did. That's what I studied from NCERT app. You can also solve PYQs before your pre-boards and boards, at a month before your pre-boards. Like, that's what I did. PYQs, it contain PYQs and whatever. You can check that out. So this was all about science, and I may get few points in the end. So don't just skip that. You listen to science and you just got out. Now what about maths? I used to study from Dear Sir, because he taught a chapter and did easy questions from that NCERT exercise, and left big question for you to do. And I used to do right then at that time. Like, you're going to think, are you roasting Dear Sir? No, I'm just telling you that this is the best trick. He teaches you the chapter's introduction and teaches you the basics of doing questions, and then left the hard questions on yourself, and then I used to solve. So yeah, and fastly my syllabus got completed. So I did NCERT twice, and plus NCERT exemplar, of course, once. And at the end, like a month before my boards, I got this channel called Ashish for Student, and I solved his secret folder questions, 30 to 40 questions every day. And I made a video on that as well, that how am I doing that all, and putting ticks on that. I will surely use all those clips from my class 10th to show you how I did. And now you cannot go to each and every single my videos of class 10th, search how she did. So this is a whole thing. And we got 1 week for our maths exam, like our term 2 maths exam, and he made a routine. A4S student made us routine, and we joined his every single live. He made these throughout the week, and he taught the topics, then solved a lot of numericals with him. And that's where Pen Wale Bhaiya born. And I have a screenshot too, that when I got pinned, and if I found, I'll just stick it over here. And even on the day of exam at 4 AM, he did a live to revise everything, and many of the question came from that. So this was about science and maths. One more thing that I want to tell you about science is you should do NCERT exemplar as well in that. Maths and science both. You can make notes of whatever I'm saying, Okay, now we're done with main subjects, science and maths. Now what about SST? I guess is there a need to introduce him, or of course, Digraj Singh Rajput sir. You all know he's like a life savior, SST savior teacher, and made notes on loose sheets. You can get the idea of my science and SST notes from these video, else I'll try to link them down. I used to share my notes, so that's why I have a record of them as well. So yeah, done with SST, and still I scored 81 out of 100. You can pay attention to your teacher and solve PYQs in the end, but that's it. In SST, you don't need to do anything else related to SST. And now come to English and Hindi. I studied only grammar from beginning, and like a day in a week. But whenever it's Hindi or English exam, I always studied in the gaps of preparation, and I still managed to score 87 out of 100 in English and 81 out of 100 in Hindi. I could have scored, but it was like I don't want to write anything more. So it was like that. So it was my mistake. I could have scored 90%. Now, reason why am I saying that you can score more than me is because of my bitter past. because the actual starting of my class 10th was after 5 months of when my class 10th began actually. So because I involved myself into some great crap, I'll share that story. It's not the time, and the starting of this channel saved my entire life. And when this channel started, I actually started studying from that onwards. Wait, one more thing I need to tell you, that keep a track of whatever you're doing. Make a chart of your syllabus and mark a cut whenever you're done with the chapter. This increases dopamine and promotes you to study more. And at the end, of course, class 10th at the end of the class 10th, make mind maps of course, one page with your handwritten notes, which you did in the beginning. So yeah, this was all about how you can prepare. And one more thing, this is like a cheat code or something, but I really want to tell you that in 10th class, everybody tells you to score above 90%. Myself personally, I WhatsApp my teacher that how much marks did it require, how much percentage did it require. So she said 90%, but nobody told me that percentage never ever mattered. It wasn't a percentage, it was my science and maths number. If you want PCM, then you should score above 70 in both of these, science and maths. And if you don't want to, then of course do it for the percentages. But I'm literally saying that do not focus on the percentage. If you are watching this a little late, then do not focus on the percentage, but in your science and maths. But if you can focus in science and maths, so is there a need to not to get good numbers, good percentage? I could have scored much more than 85%, but some kind of wasted 5 months in some kind of I'll tell you the story later on. It's not the time. So this video was a little big, 13 minutes or more, but informative. Bye for now. If you liked any of the tips, if you're going to follow any of the tips, and I must say, if you follow this tip, I'm not saying to risk it all and watch follow this all, but if you follow, you're going to get something very, very you won't say that you wasted these 14 minutes or 13 minutes of your day. So yeah, you can follow me on Instagram if you want to, if you really want to. I'm not forcing you to. And yeah, bye for now. If you want more videos like this for like class 11th, this was about like 10th class. I was experienced as well as I scored good. I scored good in science. So I thought let's to just tell how I prepared. But as you guys are not going to any coaching, so what will happen if you stuck in a question and you're not able to understand it even from YouTube? But this Philo app will really work for you. You just have to click a screenshot, and in just a 60-second, a tutor will connect to you and teach you how to solve that problem. And yeah, you're done with that also. Yep. So for class 11th, I can only just share my experience. It's not like I didn't studied well, but it just didn't resulted well. So it's like, why would I share which didn't resulted? But yeah, bye for now. You can comment down any kind of thing which I left to share. So yeah, bye.
Fuck it up, James.